All right. Call halal Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and salutation to you brothers pushing his word in truth and in sincerity. All right, this is from shtfplan.com, and the title of this article is called Mandatory Conscription. The U.S. and Germany prepare for war with Russia. This is Max Laveau, June 11th, 2024. We're going to get into this article, but I'm going to entitle this video, it's going to be mandatory conscription to help fulfill Isaiah 34. All right, and Isaiah 34, the book of Isaiah 34 is one of my favorite prophecies, because it foretells that the Lord have destroyed the armies, okay, of the nations. All right, and the Lord have set the prophets up to tell the nations the judgment that the Heavenly Father is going to bring to pass. And the reason why there's going to be a conscription, a mandatory conscription, which is is leading to a military draft, because they're going to need men, okay, to fight these wars and ultimately fulfill that prophecy in Isaiah 34. Then there's another precept. It's either in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter, or the 16th chapter. It speaks about the men in the wars. All right, the men shall die. Their husbands shall die in the wars. So when you go into this article, let's read a little bit of it. I haven't read it into it. It's a quick article, real quick. Let's see what it says. It says in May, German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius, while calling Chancellor Angela Merkel's decision to scrape conscription a mistake. Oh, so according to this article, you have Defense Minister, all right, he's calling out Chancellor Angela Merkel, who is the leader of Germany, because she has a decision to scrap conscription. All right, he says it's a mistake. It said, told an audience at Johns Hopkins University in the U.S., I am convinced that Germany needs some kind of military conscription. Times have changed, all right, because the outlook of the future is war. All right, you have all of these militaries spending their money on defense, all right, and they need bodies, all right. There's a serious threat in the world, all right, with what Esau would say, Russia. Esau's house is divided, all right, and that's why it's not going to stand. So you have these wars, all right, these different wars, these different militaries clashing in different areas of the world. It says more than a decade after Angela Merkel's government stopped compulsory conscription, the German ruling class will revive it. Conscription would only happen should a war break out with Russia. A 67-page German document outlines how the country will force its citizens, in parentheses they have slaves, to kill or be killed for their masters or the Vaterland. This news comes as the U.S. prepares to send its troops to protect NATO's eastern flank. All right, so you have the U.S. military sending more troops to to Europe. All right. It says that in May, German Defense Minister Boris Pistorius, while calling Chancellor Chancellor Angela Merkel's decision to scrape conscription a mistake, told the audience. It says at Johns Hopkins University in the U.S., I am convinced that Germany needs some kind of military conscription. Times have changed. So, yeah, I read that twice. It says the update comes in the wake of the news that NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, is contemplating the deployment of U.S. troops through Europe, especially to front lines around Ukraine. So this has always been rumored. All right, first they said we don't put no boots on the ground, but it's always a mission creep with Esau. And this devil is a liar. You got to watch this devil, man. He'll tell you one thing and then he'll creep up with another. All right, the complete opposite. All right. It says, but you know what? You know, that's a beautiful thing, because it shows you that the king's heart is in the mind of the Lord. So even if they told you that they're not going to put any troops in Ukraine, all right, the circumstances and the Heavenly Father, ultimately the Heavenly Father dictates the circumstances in which Edom is going to have to operate. All right. It says the update comes in the wake of the news that NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, is contemplating deployment of U.S. troops through Europe, especially to front lines around Ukraine. So while everybody is worried about the election and Hunter Biden, there's military movement. United States is moving military. Then you wake up to the fact that Russia and United States are locked in the conflict through Ukraine. Oh, not to mention today, there was news that there was warships off the coast of America, and you had a civilian vessel in the form of those cruise ships, if I'm not mistaken. It was a cruise ship, or it was a ship that had civilians on it in the midst of it. All right, that's very interesting news, man. All right. It says earlier in June, NATO revealed that it was planning to expeditiously deploy American troops to Eastern Europe. In case of war, the troops will pass by land corridors and will stay in European bases. Earlier this week, the news of the first case of Western-made weapons used to hit targets in Russia also came out, and Russian President Vladimir Putin shot a warning at the European countries against the perils of miscalculation. This is an uptick in tensions as the West and its allies continue to cross every red line Russia has laid down. So they're basically poking the bear, all right? It says the only thing standing in the way of a third world war right now is, ironically, Russia's restraint from following through on its warnings. We had better be prepared to stand together and tell the ruling classes, no, we will not harm our fellow humans for your empire. Now, this is mortal men speak from Max Slaveau. It says, if we lower ourselves to mindless, obedient tools of the state, the masters will continue to treat us as such. All right, well, they're in position of power to do the things that they do. All right, so let me run these scriptures real quick. There is let me go to the book of Isaiah 34 and 1. It says, come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world and all things that come forth of it. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He have utterly destroyed them. He have delivered them to the slaughter. So the Lord's righteous anger is upon all nations, and his fury is going to be shown upon all their armies. Now, let me go to, real quick, let me get this definition. Let me see what this says in Adam Online. Conscription. All right, con means with. Conscription. Conscription means a putting in writing, a written record from Latin. Conscriptionem. It says a drawing up, a list, enrollment, a levying of soldiers, all right, to enroll from a simulated form of calm. Now, real quick, let me go to to the book of 2nd Ezra, because all of these soldiers that are being enlisted, right, they're going to be sent right to their death. Right? They're going to be sent right to their death. So, in the wars. This is 2 Ezra 16. Let me read 30, see what 33 says. I'll start at verse 32. It says, "And the earth shall be laid waste, and the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of thorns, because no man shall travel therethrough. The virgins shall mourn, having no bridegrooms. The women shall mourn, having no husbands. Their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars shall their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Hear now these things and understand them, ye servants of the Lord." So these wars, all right, are going to lead to men being destroyed, all right? So you're going to have German soldiers, you're going to have American soldiers, you're going to have French soldiers, British soldiers, then you'll have soldiers, Russian soldiers, Ukrainian. You're going to have soldiers from all the nations, all right? Because not a nation on the earth is not going to be affected by this war, all right, that's getting ready to come, that's brewing, all right, as we speak, all right? This is just the beginning of sorrow, so imagine when the sorrows come. So with that, I'm going to end the video. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, all right? Call halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. And salutation to you brothers pushing his word in truth and in sincerity. Until the next video, shalom.